Most people associate anger with visible rage, but often it looks like dead silence, spiraling anxiety, or staring at a phone screen at 2 a.m. The most persistent anger in your life is rarely caused by the person you're currently blaming. It persists long after your boss, your ex, or your parents have left the room. This emotion survives because it is being fed. Every time you pull up a memory of a past conflict to replay it, you provide the fresh oxygen the fire needs to keep burning. Your mind spends hours perfecting responses to arguments that are already over, fighting imaginary battles to rectify old wounds. By constantly revisiting these grievances, you inadvertently build a mental prison, becoming both the person locked inside and the guard holding the key. This internal cycle has physical consequences. Your body stays in a state of high alert, jaws stay clenched, chests feel heavy, and sleep becomes a struggle against a restless mind. It's common to claim you've moved on while your mind continues to obsessively return to the same memory and the same face, over and over again. Resentment functions like a burning coal. You hold on to it tightly, yet you're the only one getting burned. This cycle forces a heavy trade. You allow a single painful moment from the past to hijack and control hundreds of moments in your future. To understand why we get stuck, we have to look at our deep past. Our nervous system developed a highly sensitive threat detection radar because noticing a predator in the brush was the difference between life and death. The modern brain faces a biological glitch, failing to distinguish between a physical predator and a painful memory. It treats social wounds as survival threats, triggering a rumination loop that forces you to endlessly replay the memory for closure. This loop becomes addictive because it provides a sense of certainty. It identifies a clear villain and casts you as the righteous victim, giving the mind a temporary feeling of power. This ancient survival mechanism traps us in the past, trading genuine peace for the exhausting illusion of mental control. To interrupt this cycle, you have to ask what is actually being felt underneath the protective layer of rage. Anger is merely the visible tip of the iceberg. Beneath that surface, you find a layer of hurt. Because our ancestors depended on the tribe, beneath that hurt lies a deep foundation of loneliness, the primitive brain's fear of vulnerability. Breaking the cycle is difficult because letting go of anger means losing your armor. It requires facing the exact vulnerabilities you've spent years trying to avoid. Awareness acts as a biological intervention that can break this evolutionary trap. This doesn't involve analyzing the problem or trying to suppress the emotion. It is simply the act of observing the physical sensations of anger as they arise in the body. When you consciously observe your emotional state without judgment, the brain's emotional threat circuits naturally begin to reduce their intensity. Noticing a racing heart or a tight jaw creates a microsecond gap between the trigger and your response. In this newly created space, the emotion still exists, but it no longer dictates your actions. This is where you reclaim your agency. The goal of emotional intelligence is to become someone who can experience the depth of an emotion without getting lost inside of it. Anger serves as a biological messenger, pointing toward an internal wound that requires attention and healing. The moment you become aware enough to listen to what the emotion is protecting, the messenger no longer needs to scream. Awareness removes the fuel that keeps the loop spinning. It allows the fire to dissolve naturally, finally making room for lasting inner peace.
If this video added value in your life, please like, comment, and share this video, and subscribe to Mind Reprogramming.